Hello, it's Malik Branch, your financial emancipator, and I wanted to do a quick video with you guys today. Instead of doing a podcast, I decided to do a video today because I had something I wanted to talk to you guys about. I know I'm a little late to the conversation, and I think I just wanted an opportunity to think it through, watch everyone else's responses to it. You don't always have to jump on everything that kind of comes up. So I had an opportunity to think really closely about the nail salon debacle that occurred in Brooklyn. So if you're not up to speed on this very late news, last week a grandmother was there with her two granddaughters. She went to a nail salon in Flatbush. She went there. There was a discrepancy over the payment, and a confrontation broke out and a fight ensued. And what came out of it was a video of the women who own the salon and one of the men who owned the salon, detaining one of the women, and beating them with broomsticks and fighting with them, and allegedly throwing acetone in their face and all kinds of things that are very vicious, and things that you should never expect to occur when you go into a establishment where you're paying money. So a lot of things ensued from that. People started to talk about shopping and buying in black-owned businesses and going to black-owned nail salons. And so I I personally I support a black owned nail salon. That is where I go get my nails done, manicure, pedicure. I get my nails done at a black owned nail salon. My nail salon is Nail Bed on Flatbush Avenue. But I have to be honest when I think about this, that I think this conversation is not is there's some parts of this conversation that I think as a financial emancipator is missing. And the part of the conversation is that in the neighborhoods in which these establishments have been created, and I am not going to sit here and say that those establishments are providing, and we're talking about these, what people are considering these Asian owned nail salons. I'm not going to sit here and say that those nail salons are providing the best level of service that they could provide. I don't even believe that in most cases they're providing a service that's equivalent to what is being paid. And most of the time, what is being paid is very cheap. And I think that sometimes the service that you're getting is not that. You're being given nail polish that has acetone in it so that it can dilute the nail polish so it can last longer, which means it does not do as well when it's on your fingers. You're being given, products. You're being used the same nail file, the same things that are not always sanitary. The places for which you're putting your hands and your feet are not always cleaned properly and kept up to a very clean code. And I don't think that anyone deserves that, no matter how much you're paying for it. But I have to say that these establishments are they're meeting a cost price point that is real. I have to say I pay $100 when I go to get my nails done. A manicure and a pedicure, usually a gel pedicure at a minimum, and a gel manicure, and you're talking $100, over $100. And so that is not a price point that everyone can afford to go to for their nails. And that's not to say that every black owned salon is doing that, but a lot of the ones that I have been, particularly in Brooklyn, I have seen there's a higher price point. And that price point has to do with the fact that those folks have gone in, they have gotten a skill set, they have been trained, they understand the ways in which they should do things, and they are looking to be paid in equivalence to what the work that they're providing. And so the price point is higher. That's a choice that you make. It's a choice that you make in every single thing. A burger at, let's say, McDonald's does not cost the same as a burger at Bear Burger. It's still a burger. And if you want a burger, you can go to McDonald's or you can go to Bear Burger, but you can pay $1 or you can pay $12. You can, at the same time, you can go to Bear Burger or you can go to one of these elite steakhouses and have a Kobe burger that's $50. It's still a burger, but it's based on the price point you have and where in which you can support that. So I think we need to have this conversation, not just about, everyone who's going to those salons in the neighborhoods that are Asian owned and are cheap and don't cost a lot and are giving you subpar service. That's a problem. But that's a problem separate and apart from the fact that then those same people should go to these black owned nail salons who sometimes are at a different price point. That's not to say everyone, but many of them. And I've done the research. Many of them, the price point is a lot higher than what you're getting at these Asian-owned salons. And the question becomes, should people be doing things to support a movement, or should people be doing things for which they can afford? Now, if you cannot afford to have your nails and toes done for $100 every 2 weeks, you should not. And you shouldn't do it simply to support any business. You should consider what you're spending your money on, the value of it, and then you should make decisions going from there. I personally don't think that I would not want to. And even when I could not afford to spend $100, I would have rather gone without getting my nails done than going to some of these salons that exist, because the service is terrible and the quality is garbage. And so I feel like it's a waste of my $20 to just get my nails done there, because it's just garbage. Now, that's for me. So I've made different choices. But I want this conversation to be a little more broad than just say, okay, everyone who's going to the nail salon on Flatbush Avenue should now go to these salons who are servicing a certain clientele and people who can afford to spend the money they're spending for a manicure and a pedicure. I happened to be in my black-owned nail salon on Thursday, and there was a woman in there, a black woman who came in, and I knew that she came in with the intention of coming to a black-owned salon, and I feel like she was doing a little bit of recon or research. And she got on the phone after her nails were done, and she complained that the pedicure was $50 and that they charged her to remove the colored gel that was already on her toes. And yeah, the salon was nice and it was clean and everything, but it was $50. So she was complaining about it. And so, you know, I think that business owners should be allowed to make the prices that they would like to make to support the work that they're doing. And if that's not the price point that you're at, then you should not, you don't have to go to that nail salon. I am in agreement with everyone that the businesses that exist in our neighborhoods should treat us fairly, should provide good services, quality services for whatever money that we're paying. And I think that is something that should be an establishment. And if there are more salons to be added to neighborhoods, there's a possibility that maybe more salons can add a more affordable, affordable way of providing this service without cheapening the process, without giving people less than quality service. But we have to be considerate to everyone's finances and recognize that everyone can't afford to go and spend that much more money. Meaning these people, the woman in the story was getting her eyebrows done for $5. So she was spending what she had to get her eyebrows done. I think that there are times when, I've spent way more than that on my eyebrows at different places. You can't tell right now. But, these things cost money. And they cost money a lot of times for the level of service you're going to get, for the expertise. She said the person ruined her eyebrows. The person's probably not skilled in doing waxing. There's a whole skill set. And it's just the same way as that you wouldn't trust me to manage your finances if I just told you ever so often I happen to be good with money. You expect me to have credentials. And if I didn't have credentials and I wanted to charge you $500 for a consultation, you wouldn't pay it. But if I didn't have credentials, you heard a couple of good stories about me and I wanted to charge you $10 for it, you take it. And you'd get what you pay for. And vice versa. So this is a complex conversation that expands beyond just race and neighborhoods, but also into finances about what people can and cannot afford. And I think that's the part of the conversation that isn't being had as much, which is why I wanted to insert myself into it at a point where I felt like I could offer something of value, which was that we have to discuss how much this stuff costs and where people are putting their priority in this, and how some people want to get their nails done and their eyebrows and things are done that they technically can't afford, and so they go to a place that costs a lot less in order to get it done. So it is just what it is. I think the conversation needs to continue about the service and the level of service that's provided, but we also need to insert a part of this conversation into what people can and cannot afford, and how we address the issue of providing services to women in these neighborhoods that we're talking about, where another group of people have come in and capitalized on something, a need that is there, and are not providing up to par service generally. How can we as a people find a way to capitalize on the need that is there without giving subpar service and being disrespectful to the people who exist in the community? That's really the conversation, because the value of what needs to be provided, the money is a big part of it. How much can you spend is a really big part of it. So thank you for coming and listening to me today. I wanted to do this as a video instead of doing a podcast today, just to switch it up. I'm going to post this video on my YouTube channel, so hopefully you'll join me. Thank you so much, and we'll talk more.